What's up, everybody? It's Jackal here. So today I want to discuss the new operator that's being released and that has been teased through Rainbow Six, Ubisoft, I should say actually, and his name conveniently is Jackal. So obviously I'm excited for this. I mean, I've seen more recent games using the Jackal name, and I don't know, that's just for me. I feel like that's pretty dope. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and just talk about the Jackal and his, if he's attacker, defender, and his ability, and just the reason why I feel the way his ability works ties into his name, and also in regards to the animal. So, the Jackal, he is an attacker. He has an assault rifle and a submachine gun as primary options. I feel like if you have defenders with 2 assault rifle options, that'd be just way too strong for the defenders. And as well as the pistol selection, they have the ITA, what is it, S12, I believe it is. Yeah, ITA 12S, sorry. And, well, I looked it up, and I came across 2 different things. One that it could be a shotgun, and one that it could be a machine pistol, and someone even mentioned that it could have been even a revolver. This all sounds feasible. Him having a secondary being a shotgun, the shotgun I feel would have to be very slow and extremely close quarters. Yeah, otherwise that'd just be overkill. Aside from that though, so that's his loadout, and I think he's gonna be 2 speed, and 2 defense. So I think he's gonna be right in the middle. I just feel like I just have a good feeling about that, based on his loadout, based on how he looks. Now back to his ability, because this is where the bigger speculation is. How does it work? Why does it work? Why footprints? And all this other shit. So his ability, he touches a button on his helmet, and a light shows up on the front of his helmet, and with that light he sees footprints. Also on his helmet, this is just from the teaser, from what is shown as well as his picture, he has like a visor over his face. So does this mean that only he can see footprints, or with the light showing can his teammates see footprints? I think it's going to be solely up to him. I mean, as in, like, it's just going to be exclusive to him to be able to see footprints. Now, because like maybe the visor reacts a certain way with the light and the chemistry of the footsteps in order for him to see. So that being said, which would also make sense because his visor is pretty dark, almost purplish looking. So back to how his things work. So a lot of people think that you just turn it on and you just see footprints. I can see that being the thing. If it was like a thermal thing where the footprints changed the temperature on the floor, so therefore it leaves footprints, and with that case being they fade over time, so they're not there for a long time. So that's one thing. The next thing, maybe it's a 2-part system. Maybe it's he sets a trap up of some sort, like similar to a claymore or a Capcan EDD, and enemy runs through it. It doesn't make a sound. I don't think it'll make a sound. Maybe it does. Who knows? But they run through it and they hit some sort of chemicals, and that's what leaves the footprints, which would then lend more to the UV light being a more feasible thing. And that's what he's seeing as a chemical reaction with the footprints on the floor and all that, which would also explain the visor. Now here's my like, if I was gonna bet money, this is what I think it really is. And I haven't seen anybody really mention this. Like, I was looking all up in the comments and the forums, and I just haven't seen anybody touch on this. I mean, if you know somebody has already mentioned this, well then okay. I think it's a marking system, and the way it works is you have to shoot the enemy. Why do you have to shoot the enemy? Because they leave a blood trail. That is what the footprints are. That is a blood trail. You shoot the enemy, run away, they leave a blood trail, you follow the blood trail. How does this now this ties into what I mentioned earlier about his name being Jackal. Jackals are scavengers. They pick apart what's left behind. How can you pick apart what's left behind if it's just footprints? Where if you wanted to expand on that, you could just go ahead and say, okay, tag them with your weapon. They leave the blood trail. The Jackal follows, following the blood trail, trying to scavenge the kill and you know, take it apart or eat it or whatever. You know, it's that whole thing. Look it up and you'll know what I mean. But that's the gist of it. Jackals are scavengers, and they're basically wild dogs. But I'm not going to get too into that. But that's why I think it ties into his name and the ability of him shooting them, following them, trying to pick them off, get the kill, you know, all that. Now, how does the blood work? I think it's going to be one of three things. One, either you shoot them and it shows up immediately, and then maybe it fades away when the blood dries, because maybe the UV light only reacts to the wet blood. Or it's the reverse. You shoot the enemy, and the footprints don't show up right away, and when the blood is dry, that's when the footprints show up. The third thing, which I think it makes a little bit more sense, the footprints might be a bit permanent throughout the match, right? But the thing is that you shoot the enemy, and there's only a certain amount of footprints that they could leave behind. So let's say you shoot them with a pistol, well, they could only leave behind like maybe 5-7 footprints or something like that. Shoot them with an assault rifle, shotgun, or if the enemy hurts them really, or your teammates hurt them really bad or something, well, then they're leaving like 15 footprints, and it's solid. It's like immediate. That's how I think it is. But then after those 7 to 15 footprints are done, there's no more trail. You just follow, done. You got to tag them again in order to go keep continuing searching for them. And that's how I think it works. So let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Maybe you have another idea on how it is. So like I said, Jackal, 2 armor, 2 speed, attacker. Ability is a UV light, black light, which he only can see with the visor on his head. And it's the UV light reacting to the blood showing up on his visor so he could follow. And that is a limited number of footsteps depending on how badly injured the enemy is. I look forward to looking at other responses below and get this conversation going. Till next time, Jackal out.